Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's class is all about tape reading. And we all know tape is one of the most used tools in tailoring. See, you cannot do anything in tailoring without a tape. Like tape I think is the most important tool in tailoring. Yes, very, very important. There's no aspect of tailoring that doesn't involve a tape. From the measuring, from sewing, cutting out outfits, everything, even clients fitting, it involves a tape. So sit back, get a paper and pen as usual while I take you on tape reading. So in tape reading, there are four types of tape reading. Yeah. Now before we enter the four types of tape reading, the lines on this tape, they are all called strokes. All these lines you are seeing here, they are called strokes. Yes. So, and when measuring in tailoring, we used inches. Like you measure with this part and not this part, because there are two parts in this tape. See, this and this, but we measure with this part. So these lines you are seeing here, they are all strokes. Now, while measuring, you start from here. Most people start from here, while some people start measuring, they'll take off this thing and start measuring from this zero. So whichever one, just make sure you remember how you measured. Yes. So if you're starting from here to measure, make sure if you are placing it on your pattern or you are taking it from your client's measurement or you are cutting your outfit, make sure you remember where you started. Now, if you are measuring from one, make sure when you are cutting it on your pattern or on your fabric, you remember that you start measuring from one so you don't make a mistake. Hope you understand. Now, there are four types of tape reading. Is either you read tape as a whole number, or you read tape as a decimal, or you read tape as a fraction, or you read tape as a quarter. As a whole number, as a decimal, as a fraction, and as a quarter. Now, as a whole number, look at it. If you are measuring whole numbers, the whole numbers are written clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to 60. This is it. So it's reading from 1 down to 16. That's measuring as a whole number. But your measurement cannot always come out in whole numbers. Yes. There's no way you take a measurement that it must appear as a whole number. For instance, now this thing is appearing as above 7. So it's not a whole number. I can't tighten it to a whole number. Now, that brings us to the other type of tape reading. Now, the other type of tape reading is as a decimal. If you check or if you've noticed, okay, you are beginners, you've not noticed. But when you get well into the fashion industry, you see there are some measurements you see 7.5, 0.75, 0.25. Now, this is how it comes. Let's say, for instance, now I want to measure 1.5. 1.5. This other stroke here in the middle is half, which we call 1.5. So if somebody is like, oh, give me 1.5. This is 1.5. Hope you're seeing it clearly. That's 1.5. Now, if somebody is like, oh, give me 1.75. One. This one is a whole. 75 is this. Like 0.75 itself is this line that is close to the whole number. The line at the middle of the two whole numbers are called 5, like 0.5 or half. Why this line here that is close to the other whole number is called 0.75. Now somebody is like, oh, give me 1.75. 1.75. Now that 75 now is just like the half of half. You know, this is it. This thing now is half. Now, this 75 now is half of half. That brings us to 0.75. If you have more questions, you can always drop a comment and I'll take it up from there. So this is it. Now, I'll say, oh, give me 3.75. Now, this is 3, written boldly. 0.75, the other thicker line close to the next whole number is this 75. Is that well understood? We are done with tape as a decimal. Now let's take as a fraction. Now another way to read tape now is as a fraction. Look at it. So how we count in tailoring is 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 now is what we call half because the lines are 8 and we all know that 4 can divide 8. So we call it half because 4 divided by 8 is like half of 4. Half of 8, sorry. So that is it. Now look at it. So if somebody should say, oh, I need 2/8 of something. Now this is 2. 2/8 of something is automatically this number or 3 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now somebody should say, give me 2/8 of something. If I say you should give me 2/8 of something, I'm automatically telling you that it's 3. But now let's take it out from there. Let me say I want 2/7/8. So if you want 7/8 of something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7/8 of 2. I don't know if you get. There's some clients you make sure that it will fall in that place. Let's take, for instance, now I measure this part of my body. It's actually not up to that, but let me just take it down there. Now, if my tape falls, my measurement falls in this line, this is 9, but it's not up to 10 because it's just almost 10, but it's not up to 10. So you just say, oh, 9, 9, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 9, 7, 8. I don't know if you are getting it. 9, 7, 8. Now, tape reading as a quarter. Now, if we're doing tape reading as a quarter, look at it. That quarter now is just the same thing I told you earlier, half of half. Yes, that half of half now is the quarter. So this is it. This is half. This is quarter. This is 3. Half of 3. This is quarter. This is under quarter here. This is the first quarter. This is the half. This is the second quarter. I don't know if you can see. It's actually not confusing if you understand this well. But let me go again for people that didn't get it the first time. Now, tape as a whole number. The whole numbers are self-explanatory because they are boldly written. You see 1, you see 2, you see 3, you see 4, 5, 6, down to 60. Down to 60. You don't measure with this part. Take note. You don't measure with this part. You measure with this part. And you start measuring from here. Start measuring from here, just not to confuse yourself. Measure from this head here. Now, if you want to do as a decimal, I want to measure 1.5. 1.5. This middle line is always 0.5. So if someone should tell you 1.5, automatically is this middle line. They want the half. The middle line in between the two whole numbers. This line here. Middle line between the two whole numbers are 0.5, which is automatically 1.5. 2.5 is this. 3.5 is here. 4.5 is here. 5.5 is here. 6.5 is here. And so on and so forth down to 60. That is it. Now somebody is like, oh, I need 3.75. 3.75. As I mentioned earlier, that 0.75 line is the line, the stroke, the other thicker stroke that is close to the next whole number. The other thicker stroke that is close to the next whole number, that's the 0.75 line. And that 0.75 line is automatically half of this half. Just look at it clearly. 0.75 is automatically half of this half. So it's very, very easy to read. You get. So like this now, for instance, my own waist now, my waist is 32.5. So this is 32.5. So this is my own waist measurement, 32. This is 32.5. So if I'm taking my waist measurement, I'll take 32.5. You understand? 32.5. Now, my hip is 42.75. No, 41.75. Now my hip is 41.75. No, 42.75. Yeah, 42.75. So this is 42.75. The other thicker line close to the whole number. So this is 42.75. 5. So it's very, 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 very easy to read tape. And trust me, once you've gotten this aspect of tape reading, you are good to go. Because one of the things that makes clients complain about their outfits are wrong measurements. Because if your measurement is accurate and your stitches are neat, you will hardly go wrong in tailoring. Like you have solved 70 to 80% of your problems as a tailor once you measure accurately. That's why most times they'll tell you if you want to measure, measure so well, make sure you are looking well. Sometimes if I want to measure, I will take that measurement like 2 to 3 times just to get accurate measurements. Because measurements can be tricky. You can measure one now, you see 5.5. You measure it again, you see 5. Now, it's good to take a body, partially the waistline. Waistline can fluctuate. So it's good to take your client's waist measurements like 2 to 3 times. Now, if a number appears 2 times, that number is the accurate one. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have a client now and I take her waist measurement and the first waist measurement is 29.5. The second waist measurement is 30. Then the third waist measurement is 29.5. I will actually sew her outfit with 29.5 because that's the measurement that appeared twice. You can go ahead to retake it again for the fourth time if you want to be very sure and go with the measurement that appeared well, like appeared often. You understand? Mhm. Then next class we are going to do our body measurement. Then I'll show you guys how to properly interpret your tape reading on body measurement, and I'll explain the different parts of the body and how to interpret tape reading into your body measurements. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and always hold your book and pen when you're in this class because this class is what you signed up for. If you don't understand anything, you can always drop a comment and I'll take it up from there. Bye.